everyone and welcome back to my channel. You are watching one of the 12 DIYs of Christmas and I've got a little helper joining me today. Waffle is here, so please excuse any noises that you might hear in this direction. If he pees on my new Christmas bedding, I am going to be very upset. Anyway, today's video is all about DIY Christmas cards and gift wrap. Maybe you're feeling like you want to add a little bit more personality and a unique touch to your cards and gifts this year. You don't want to buy something straight out the box and you want to put a smile on someone's face. So I've got a few tips and ideas on how to DIY up some easy Christmas cards and make your gift wrap look really interesting and unique by just using brown wrapping paper and a little bit of creativity. So with all of that being said, let's jump into this video and I'm going to show you some of these DIYs. So I'm using brown wrapping paper for this. It's really inexpensive. You can find it in the postal section of any discount store and it's a great neutral base. So for this DIY hack, you'll need some self-adhesive white stickers. You can also find these in the postage section of your local store. And just a quick tip, when you're wrapping your brown paper, you should have it so the rough side is facing up. That makes it easier to DIY. So for this one, all I'm doing, this is so easy, it's almost embarrassing, is just adding these white sticker dots all over it. It's so inexpensive as the whole package of sticker dots only cost me 80p from the range. I'm finishing this present off with some twine to give it a nice rustic and simple look, and this is such a great way to wrap a bunch of different presents for different people all in one go. If you want a similar look but you can't find the sticker labels or you just don't want to go out and buy them, I feel you. I'm just going to show you a quick way to paint them on very simply. So I'm just using a cotton bud here and some acrylic paint, and you can do so many different designs. You can even use cookie cutters and things to get shape designs, but I'm going the simple route and just using this cotton bud to print some little tiny polka dots all over the brown paper. This process is really fun and it looks really cute and handmade. I finished it off with some thick wool and then I just put 2 small sprigs of Christmas tree clippings underneath the wool to give it that kind of rustic look as well. I think this looks adorable and you can tell it's handmade, but I think that makes it look a little bit more special, and it's really nice because it kind of suits everyone. It's not super in your face or brightly coloured. However, if you do want to add a little pop of colour, this way might be the way to do it, and you can use up some of your old scraps of paper that you might have lying around. You'll need a cutter like this one. You can get these in any craft store. I think this was from the Dollar Tree when I was last in the USA. This is such a great and inexpensive way of cutting out loads of the same shape without having to do it by hand. So all I'm doing here is taking my brown paper wrapped gift and then just adding the stars with a small blob of PVA school glue. And this is great because it dries clear. Apply your shapes until you've covered the whole of the box and you're happy with the look of it, and then you can add any kind of bows or ribbons to this that you would like, but I left mine plain because I really love the colours and I love how it stood out on its own. All I did to finish it off was add a simple gift tag. I love the mixture of texture and colour from adding wool to this brown paper. So here is a couple of different ways that you can do this, and once again, they're very simple to do. For the first gift box, I'm just using this really thick multicolored blue wool and I'm wrapping it around in one direction and then in the opposite direction, and then just flipping it over at the back and tying it into a very tight knot. And I just love how different this looks from adding a bow with traditional ribbon. I love the mixture of colors in the wool as well, and it looks great with a little gift tag. Next up is just an easy way to make a faux Christmas tree on the front of any of your boxes. So for this one, I'm just taking a piece of sellotape and taping the top of this purple wool to the top of the box, and then I'm just creating a triangle by wrapping it from the top to the bottom multiple times. I think I did about 6 or 7 strands, and then I just used a piece of tape at the top to secure it all in place. Then to decorate the tree with some mini baubles, I'm using these tiny little sequins, and once again going in with some PVA school glue, adding a couple of blobs of that throughout the wool, and then letting that get a little bit tacky and then adding the sequins in place. If you're using a thinner wool or string, you could even add beads to this instead, but this is how mine turned out. And you didn't think I'd let a Christmas video go by without adding a pom-pom craft, did you? Well, this one's slightly different. I'm going to show you how to make a two-tone pom-pom, so yeah, totally different. I'm just adding a thin piece of wool 3 times around my gift box to give it this kind of striped look. So to make the two-tone pom-pom, I'm just wrapping my pom-pom maker in one color of wool, and then when it got almost full, I decided to add a second color, and you don't have to be neat about this. In fact, if you make it in a couple of different sections, it will give it a really kind of unique look, and you'll get something slightly different every single time. So it's really up to you how you make this. You could even experiment and add loads of different colors, but I just did 2. Give it a bit of a haircut and keep those tassels going at the bottom so that you can use those to tie the pom-poms onto the strings that you've already added to your box. Tie them really tightly so that they won't go anywhere, and there you have it, a cute little pom-pom gift. I told you I couldn't make a Christmas video without adding pom-poms. I'm sorry, it just can't happen, and this won't be the last you see of them either. Okay, pom-poms aside, let's now move on to some very simple DIY Christmas cards. You guys, these are so easy, so don't get your hopes up for them to be complex or anything. I'm just taking some more of those stars that I cut out earlier, and I'm cutting them out of different colors of scrapbook paper and old wrapping paper I had lying around. And I'm actually just using plain colorful paper as my base for this, which I just folded into a card shape. So for this one, I'm just adding the little cutouts in a circular shape to make a wreath. This would look really nice in any kind of Christmassy shapes you could cut out, or you could even use cutouts from a hole punch. That would look so cute. Anyway, go ahead and add them all on, layer them up so they overlap each other, and if you are worried about making it a perfect circle, you can always trace around a cup or something with a pencil before adding your cutout. And to make this a little bit more obvious that this is a wreath, you can go ahead and add a bow. I'm using some ribbon I had lying around. Add this to the bottom, once again using some school glue, and then let that dry. I wasn't done here. I thought this was cute, but it was too simple, so I ended up adding some stickers and trying to straighten them using a ruler. Despite using the ruler, it still wasn't perfect, but you know, that's what you get when you use teeny tiny stickers, isn't it? Anyway, it's handmade, it's fine. Let's move on to the next card, which is this super minimal Christmas tree card, and it's very easy to make once again. I'm using a pale lilac as my base, and then once again using some scrap paper that I had lying around. I decided to cut these triangle tree shapes. I wanted 3 rows of them, so I made sure that they were going to fit on my card, and then I went ahead and drew them onto the back of my other pieces of scrap paper. I ended up cutting out 9 trees out of 3 different colors, 2 plain colors and 1 patterned print, and then I arranged these on the front of my card so no 2 of the same ones were next to each other, and then just glued them down with a basic glue stick. Once they were all in place and they were dry, I decided to add in these chunky glitter stars to the top of the tree as a tree topper, just something simple to add a little bit of glitz to the cards, and I really like the way this turned out. It's just kind of a modern take on a Christmas card, and you can use any kind of color scheme that you'd like for this. So easy to make, you can make a bunch of them all in one go. So because you're probably making these cards last minute, if you're anything like me, then you'll want them to be as easy as possible. Don't worry, this one's even easier than the last one. So I'm just going to make some ornaments here, and I'm just drawing around some circular objects I have to create some circle-shaped baubles. I also made an oval one as well. Then what you want to do is kind of just arrange them on your card in an order that you would like. I think this project works best if you're using prints and patterns, so this is a great time to use up any scrapbook paper or scraps of wrapping paper that you have lying around that you've been saving to use. So go get those out and cut them up and use them for this project. So you want to make these look more like ornaments and less like blobs on a piece of paper, and to do that you just want to use a ruler and add some strings to attach these to the top of the card, and then you can also add some bows and ornament caps as well to make it look a little bit more interesting. You can go overboard with this, make it as ornate as possible, or make it simple like I've done, and this is how it turned out. Very easy to make, and you can make a ton of these all in one go for all of your family and friends. So that's everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and you're enjoying this series and you're enjoying this cute little man, because I am enjoying your company too. Yes, I am. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Christmas season. He's licking my hand. He's adorable. I'm gonna leave it at that. Have a great Christmas. I will see you soon. Bye.